Hello there, my name's Heidi at Swift Mortgages. Today I wanted to talk to you about leasehold properties, or more specifically the cost of extending the lease on a leasehold property. I shared a news article yesterday on my Facebook page which involved a court case that was thrown out of the appeal court yesterday. The case was Mundy versus Sloane Stanley Estates, and the background really was that the homeowner has fewer than 23 years remaining on the lease, and the freeholder was quoting somewhere in the region of £430,000 for extending that lease. The argument that was taken to court was really the valuation process of extending lease. The homeowner feels that valuation process is outdated, and that something different should be used, so that the valuation of a leasehold extension is ideally less. That was actually thrown out of court yesterday, as I mentioned, so it just that argument is going to rumble on, I suspect. However, it does serve the purpose of indicating that you should be really careful when looking at leasehold properties. As a buyer, if you're buying with mortgage finance, then it's really important to know exactly how many years are remaining on the lease. If we're talking fewer than 80 years, then that is quite low, and the mortgage term potentially might affect whether or not you can get a mortgage or not. Different lenders have different criteria with regard to their lease requirements. Some have a set number of years at the date of the mortgage application, but others will require a set number of years at the end of the mortgage term. So clearly the longer the mortgage term, the less likely it is that it would be acceptable to them. As a vendor, you are preferably you need to tell people straight up what how many years are remaining on the lease, so that they can make an informed decision about whether or not they want to proceed. If it gets to the point that you have accepted an offer and then the searches, etc., or the conveyancing process brings up that there's a low lease left remaining on the property, then that will potentially delay the situation, and also would cost either or both parties significant amount of monies, because the lease may need to be extended as part of the purchase process, the completion process. So it's really important to know whether you're a buyer or whether you're a vendor exactly when the lease is due for expiry. And if you're a vendor, it would be worth looking prior to putting your property on the market. If the lease is quite low, look into it then. Potentially you have the position that you are devaluing the property by having quite a low lease on it. So if you can get it sorted in advance of putting the property on the market, then potentially you are in a much better position. So if you do have any questions with regard to leaseholds, then please either contact me or contact your own mortgage advisor or conveyancer to ask specific questions. What I've told you today constitutes just information really, and isn't specifically meant to be advice. Obviously everyone's situation is completely different, so you should actually take advice tailored to you. I am hoping to put some details on my Facebook page over the next few days with regard to leasehold specifically, to give a little bit more information about what you should look for in terms of cost and the lease remaining, etc. So look out for that, and thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. Bye for now.